Hey guys, it's Cassera, and today I have for you my November week 2 reading vlog. November week 1 reading vlog. I'll link that up in the cards for you. But as always, I'm going to start this reading vlog with the books that I'm currently reading. It is Saturday, November 9th, and last night I decided to pick up Deadhouse Gates by Erikson. So I don't know what was up with me because I hadn't planned to read this book until like closer to the end of the month, like going into December, but nothing on my TBR just appealed to me. So I decided to pick this one up. Like, this was the only book on my TBR that was appealing to me, which is weird just because like I hadn't really expected it to. Like, I had planned to read this book back in September and never got around to it because there were just so many other things I wanted to read. So like, when I got the feeling to pick this book up, I decided to pick it up. This is the second book in the Malazan Book of the Fallen series, which is a huge epic fantasy series with tons of fans that I've been meaning to get into. Like, I feel like I'll end up really loving this series, so I'm hoping that I'll end up liking this book because I've heard this is a really good book and this is like where people like start to really love the series. So I'm definitely excited for it. I haven't gotten very far into it. I read only like the prologue section, so tonight I'm hoping to read chapter 1. It'll probably be a slower read, but I'm definitely excited for it. This morning I decided to start the audiobook for The Count of Monte Cristo by Dumas. So far I'm really enjoying it. This is my classic for the month. A lot of times with classics I have a lot of trouble with the writing style, but I'm actually really enjoying the writing style in this one, so I'm definitely really excited to continue on with this one. So there are like multiple different characters. It's obviously, it's set in France, obviously, because it's originally written in French. I'm really excited to see where this book is going because it definitely feels like there's going to be some really good action in it. And so far, I'm really enjoying it. And my unwrapped book for this week is Fairest by Gail, Carson, Levine. I'm actually really excited about this because I feel like this is a nice, light read. It's fantasy, and I love fantasy. It's a children's book, so like it should be pretty easy to read. And I really liked Ella Enchanted, which was also written by Gail, Carson, Levine, so I feel like this author is one that I could really jive with, and I'm definitely excited to get into this one. I want to throw this book away. I'm so angry right now. Not because the book's not good, because The Count of Monte Cristo itself is fantastic. I want to throw this book away specifically because of the edition. I did not realize when I bought this book that it was abridged. There's only like 600 pages in this book. I was trying to switch between the audio and the physical book. The audiobook is unabridged. It's a 52-hour audiobook, so it's like the legitimate like 1,300 page book. This book though, like when I was trying to find the spots like that match with the audiobook, it doesn't match up at all. Like I can't switch between the two at all, which makes me really sad. So I'm gonna be listening completely on audio because that book is, I don't know. Like even the words are different. Like I found the same spot in the story, but like you can't follow along with it because even like the words themselves are different because it was a different translation also. Makes me super sad. But I am loving the audiobook. It's Sunday, November 10th, and I actually am really enjoying the audiobook for The Count of Monte Cristo by Dumas. I'm about 9 hours into it now, and like I know what's happening, and I'm super excited for it. For those of you who don't know, it is a revenge story. It's about a character who was wrongly imprisoned for 14 years, and then he comes out and he wants to take revenge upon the people who basically work together to imprison him. So yeah, I'm definitely really excited for it. I feel like this is gonna be really good. It is super long for like that summary, and I was reading like some stuff about it. Apparently, when it first came out, it was written like in chunks, the way we do like TV shows. So like people would read like a little chunk of it and then they would wait for the next one. So like it might be long because of that. So far, like there hasn't been a point in which I was just like bored or anything like that. I found myself like really into a lot of the scenes, especially like in the prison. I like was really absorbed in all of the scenes in the prison. So like I feel like the writing itself is good enough and thrilling enough. Even though it has a really big length, I'm gonna end up really loving it. It kind of reminds me a little bit of when I was reading Pillars of the Earth, because it's kind of a little bit out of my comfort zone. And while the content itself is not as interesting as I would have liked it to be, the actual like text and the actual scenes that you're reading are written in such a way that it like just holds your attention the entire time. So I'm definitely really enjoying it. It is Tuesday, November 12th. I have made a lot of progress on The Count of Monte Cristo by Alexandre Dumas. I can understand what people say about it now. I've read quite a few reviews that talk about how it seems to cover storylines that are kind of like way out there, like with characters, like it'll just randomly bring up a character that we never heard about and then it would do an entire storyline with them. And like sometimes it ties back to like the main storyline, sometimes it doesn't. So like I can understand where people are talking about where they kind of get like a little disoriented within this book, but like I'm enjoying all of it. Like I'm never bored with this book, and from what I understand, in the end it should all tie back together, which I'm excited for. I love it when books do that, where they like bring up multiple storylines and tie it all together in the end. I love it when they do that, so I'm pretty excited for that. I've made a little bit of progress on Deadhouse Gates by Erikson. I am now on chapter 3, so I know it's been 2 days and I only read one chapter, but it was a really long chapter, okay? Like it was like 50 pages. It takes a while to read, okay? I can only read like 30 pages in an hour, like from this book, so it took me like 2 hours to read that chapter. I'm enjoying this one. I'm excited to see where this one's going because the last chapter has been pretty good, but I'm still very much in the beginning of this book. So last night I came home pretty late. I was tired. I wanted to read, but I wanted to read something super light, and I don't know what it is about me in November. I think I just followed too many TBRs too well between like April and October that my brain is just like, can't follow TBR, need to mood read something. So last night I decided to reread The Cruel Prince by Holly Black. I think my brain is like already on Queen of Nothing, which is coming out next week, and I'm so excited for it, even though I won't be here to get it and I'll have to wait till the next week. Still angry about that. I don't know why I planned it that way. I didn't mean to plan it that way. Anyways, I had to stop myself from continuing reading. Like I would have spent all night reading this, but I had to stop myself because I have to go to work today, so I had to sleep. But yeah, really enjoying this already. Originally, when I read this first book, I didn't pay as much attention to like the first half of the book as I typically would, just because I was reading it for the Book to Best Half Awards. My mind had already decided that I was gonna hate it just because of how popular The Cruel Prince was. So in my mind, I was just like, this book is gonna be terrible, so let me just get through it. And then like it won me over hard. So I'm paying a lot more attention to like those first couple of chapters now than I did back then, just because like I know it's good, but at the same time I have higher expectations for it this time around, because last time around I had like 0 expectations for it. I completely expected to hate Carson, which is the prince, the cruel prince. Yeah, I completely expected to hate him. And this time around, I'm like, I love Carson. And then like he comes in, I'm just like, why don't I love Carson as much as I thought I would love Carson? You know what I mean? So yeah, I'm still really enjoying it, but I'm kind of waiting to the point to see where I'm gonna start loving these characters again, because I'm not there yet. I'm not very far into it. Chapter 6. So yeah. Definitely excited for this. I really didn't plan to reread The Cruel Prince, but like it just kind of happened and we're gonna go with it. There's a good chance I might pick up The Wicked King later in this week. Yeah, so it's Thursday, November 14th. I made quite a bit of progress on The Cruel Prince by Holly Black. I'm right about there now, about halfway through it. Last night, I wanted to continue reading it, but I was just so tired, I had to go to sleep. So I'm gonna work on this one this morning. And I'm really enjoying this one. Like, I'm liking it as much as I did the first time around. Carson is such an interesting character. I love him as a character. Jude is one of my favorite characters also. Like, she's such a hardcore character, and I love that about her. And Locke, oh my gosh. Like, rereading this, knowing what I know happens, just like that whole storyline with Locke, is so much better knowing what I know. You know what I mean? So yeah, really enjoying this. I decided to put The Count of Monte Cristo on hold until I come back from my vacation next week. So I decided to switch my audiobook to The Burning White by Brent because I'm super excited for it. I've listened to like the first hour or so far. With this series, I just love being back in the world. I love a lot of the characters, so I'm really excited to see what this. Obviously, nothing really has happened yet, but like there's been a little bit of action, a little bit, and I'm just like really excited to see where the series ends up going. And it's nothing against The Count of Monte Cristo or anything like that. I just have the Audible audiobook for that, so I can stop it and start it whenever I want because I have the audiobook. For The Burning White, I borrowed the audiobook from the library, so I only have it for 2 weeks. And I'm really busy within these 2 weeks, so that's why I decided to switch to The Burning White, because I don't have a whole lot of time to actually listen to this audiobook, and it's a 40-hour audiobook, so Yeah, it's really long, and I've been waiting for this audiobook since October. I'm definitely really excited for it. And so I just finished The Crow Prince by Holly Black for the second time. It's so good. This is one of those books that I feel like right now I can't talk about this book without spoilers. So like, I'm not gonna say very much, but I loved it. I loved every second of this book. Even the second time around, like there's so much that you don't know when you're reading it the first time around, that when you're reading it the second time around, you can kind of see like everything working behind like the main screen of the story. So yeah, I really enjoyed that. I did actually vlog the first time I read this book also, so I will link that vlog up in the cards if I can find it. But yes, this book was so good, and I'm so excited for Queen of Nothing, which is coming out soon. So I think I'm actually gonna start The Wicked King, because like I really want to continue. Yeah, I just want to continue on with it. I wish I had the Queen of Nothing in my hand already. Actually, to tell you the truth, if I had Queen of Nothing in my hand already, I wouldn't have reread The Cruel Prince. I would have just gone straight to Queen of Nothing. But I'm really glad I reread The Cruel Prince, because there's a lot in here that I had forgot from the first time that I read it. So I'm super excited, because like I'm ready to reread The Wicked King. I feel like there's probably a lot in that one as well that I don't remember, so yeah. Okay, so I have been reading The Wicked King by Holly Black. I'm almost done with it now. I'm right about there now, so like there's really almost nothing left in this book. I think I'm not enjoying it as much as I enjoyed The Cruel Prince. I think part of that is I expected not to enjoy The Cruel Prince just because my expectations were so high. And then when I loved The Cruel Prince so much, upon reread, I was like, The Wicked King's gonna be amazing. And then like, first half of The Wicked King, I didn't love it as much as I did the first time around. I think it's because I know what happens, and because I know what happens, the first half of The Wicked King is not as thrilling as it was the first time around. I still love these characters, and I still am excited for like the plot that's gonna happen soon. But until like the middle point when the plot really started to pick up, it wasn't as exciting for me as it was the first time around. But I'm definitely enjoying this. I don't know if I'm gonna finish it tonight or I'm gonna wait for the morning, but so far it's been really good. It's Friday, November 15th, and last night I finished The Wicked King by Holly Black. I'm a little melancholy right now, and part of the reason is because the first time I read this book made me really angry, but like in a good way. Like it was a good type of anger, and I loved it. This time around, it just made me really sad because it has so much potential. Like, it's not that it's bad. Like, the plot is really good. I enjoy the plot a lot. There's this moment where Jude has so much hope. There's just a toxic relationship in here, and it seems like it's going to go well for a little while, and then it just doesn't. Like, it just goes really bad really, really quickly. So yeah, like there was just that glimmer of hope for a second there that like I knew what was gonna happen. Like I knew what was gonna happen, but it gutted me this time around. Like the first time around, I was just angry. This time around, I was just sad about it. And that's really weird. Don't often get sad in books. Like I get angry, I get happy, I get speculative, and like just a bunch of other feelings. But it's very rare that I feel sad when I'm reading a book. So I think the reason why is because I understand our main character Jude a lot better this time around than I did the first time around, and I could just see how much that actually hurt her. Yeah, the ending, I'm so sad now. Partially because I'm not gonna get Queen of Nothing when it comes out, and I'm gonna have to wait a week, which makes me sad also. But partially because the ending is legitimately sad in this book, which I feel like no one else feels that way. Like no one else thinks this is a sad ending. Like this is a great ending, like a crazy ending. Like it just made me sad this time around. I did also make a little bit of progress on The Burning White by Brent Weeks, and I don't know how to feel about the book yet. Usually with this series, just opening up the book makes me really, really happy. I think part of the reason that's not really working right now with the 5th book in this series is just because I've been reading books that I really like previous to it, like The Cruel Prince and The Wicked King are books that I reread because they're some of my favorites of the year. So the fact that I'm opening The Burning White right after that, not like I'm going from a book that I only so like to like a world that I really love. I still love the world, I still love the characters. For me, The Burning White right now is gonna be a lot about plot and to see how the plot goes. Previously, the plots of these books have been somewhat disappointing to me. The only book in the entire series, I think, that I actually ended up really loving the plot in was The Blinding Knife, which was the second book in this series. So I'm hoping that I'll end up loving the plot in The Burning White. Because if I don't, then even though this series brings me so much joy at times, I don't think I'll end up like really loving the series as much as I want to. Endings are big for me. Like a book can have like almost nothing happening, but if it keeps my attention and it has a really great ending, I can end up loving it. So I'm hoping that the ending is just really, really good. So it is Friday night. I'm about 6 hours into the audiobook for The Burning White, and I'm definitely enjoying it a lot more than I was this morning. Like, I've gotten into the story more, and I'm definitely excited to see where this is going. It's a 40-hour audiobook though, so it will take me a while. So tomorrow I'm going to be going on a trip, so I'm leaving like really late tonight. So I'm gonna go ahead and sign off on this vlog, and I'm definitely really excited for my trip. I'll try and get some good vlog footage for next week, but I'm probably not gonna get a whole lot of reading done next week because I'm gonna be on vacation next week, but we'll see how that goes. I hope you guys enjoyed watching. I post videos frequently in this channel, so consider subscribing. If you like this video, please give it a big thumbs up to support my channel. All social media links are in the description down below. Thank you guys so much for watching, and I'll see you guys next time. Bye.